good author of several books, including several fiction books, science fiction books. I'm talking about L. Neil Smith, whose website can be found at downwithpower.com. That's actually down-with-power.com. I guess I should attribute it to the Libertarian Enterprise, which is L. Neil Smith's publication. With permission, I'm just going to read it to you all. It's a short piece about that great man, John Boehner. Here's what he had to say. More than any other person, the miscreant most responsible for burdening Americans with Obamacare, shredding the Constitution in the matter of Obama's amnesty edict, and destroying freedom in countless ways over the past 7 years is the man who could have stopped it all, or at least slowed it down, Republican Speaker of the House, John Boehner. Boehner is a United States congressman from the heavily left-leaning state of Ohio. For decades, Ohio kept sending Howard Metzenbaum to Washington when it was open knowledge that he was a communist. The round-heeled mass media never cared to report that fact. Queried only one time on the matter, Metzenbaum replied, "So what?" Boehner, instead of keeping his oath of office, well, I mean, of course, you have to keep in mind that Boehner's from a specific district as opposed to the whole state. But anyhow, he writes, his name, to the extent it is remembered at all, will be associated with other names like Menshevik and Vichy. Boehner represents everything that individuals of genuine character and principle hate, loathe, and despise about rhinos, Republicans in name only. One is unavoidably reminded of the low, shameful, pusillanimous way that Bob Dole bent the rules to support Bill Clinton's unconstitutional gun laws. If I hadn't left the Republican Party back in the 1960s and I had never read Atlas Shrugged and Robert A. Heinlein over the ugly way that rhinos treated Barry Goldwater, that would have done it for me. Clearly, John Boehner is extremely bad for the country in exactly the same ways that Barack Obama has been, and for exactly the same reasons, and he must be gotten rid of entirely, once and for all. Merely removing the man as Speaker is not enough. He would just remain in Congress to continue voting for whatever the socialist position is. He must be barred from holding any sort of public office again. There is only one way to do that. The captive people of Ohio must recall him. A clause within the 14th Amendment regarding acts of rebellion against the Constitution would keep him out of government forever. I like the way Neil Smith thinks. They will, of course, need the help of the entire nation. Politics, as I say, inside the state of Ohio are very, very bad. The Republicanoid national establishment will happily spend countless millions to keep their head slimeball in place. Boehner's political elimination would also threaten the interests of that grossly infected boil on the ass of the American body politic, Michael Bloomberg, and probably disturb the villainous machinations of George Soros. So we can expect a great deal of leftist and Democratic money to support Boehner. I hope he's proud of that. I'm certain that there are already several groups in Ohio who oppose Boehner and want to get thoroughly rid of him. Whatever their differences, they should now pool their efforts against him. A national fund must be established so that, say, individuals in Los Angeles or Bangor or Helena or El Paso who have been damaged by Boehner's malfeasance can contribute. I'd be quite happy to do so myself. And there must also be a backup plan. If the first attempt at recall fails, there must immediately be another recall effort to wear Boehner and his money cronies down by attrition. That's the way we won the American Revolution. We didn't defeat the British militarily. We just cost them too much. We lost in Vietnam by the same process. At the same time, during this period, everything that Boehner never wanted anyone to know about him will come out. Attention, National Enquirer. Even if Boehner wins, defending himself will be expensive. If we keep at it, his financial backers will eventually give up on him. One more thing, let Mitch McConnell and the rest of his unclean rhino ilk know that they're next. I'm no conservative by any means. I'm a libertarian, and I'm damn sick and tired of watching liberty lose time and again in Congress and the courts, under the tender ministrations of these political barrel scrapings. Ron Paul should be well into his second term by now. Cold fusion should be powering the country, and privately employed explorers should be setting up camp on Mars. John Boehner and every illicit interest he actually represents, corrupt political practices, and enormous corporations willing to do absolutely everything to get their nasty way, stand in the path of everything that is decent and good. This vile parasite must be removed now. It's him or us. And again, that is L. Neil Smith's How to Get Rid of John Boehner, which L. Neil Smith's website is the Libertarian Enterprise. Well, that's what he publishes under. and his website is www.down-with-power.com. This has been Adam Taxon. Thanks. And as always with these things, part of why I make the videos is because the comment sections tend to be pretty good, and you know, take it and run with it. And if there's a reason to do a follow-up video to this, if a lot of people put a lot of interesting comments up there, hey, great, you know, I'd like to make it very interactive with those of you who are watching it. Okay, this has been Adam Taxon. Thanks.